It's 2 in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. I got very bored, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to listen to Villains. Do you want to know why? It's the only Queens of the Stone Age album I've yet to hear, and I'm working on a tier list video of all of their albums, so I thought, might as well, I need to listen to this. I need to get my first listen of it for the tier list. May as well do it on a stream and maybe even turn it into a video as well. This is widely regarded as the weakest Queens of the Stone Age album, and it's not even close, okay? People tend to, across the board, rank this in last place, be it Fantano, be it ARTV, be it literally anybody who has ever listened to Queens of the Stone Age, even Album of the Year. This is the lowest rated Queens of the Stone Age album, even lower than the debut, even lower than In Times New Roman, lower than Lullabies, lower than Era Vulgaris. This is the only one that goes below, well, I'll say below a 75, but this goes below 75 as well. But yeah, it's the lowest rated by a good few points. I'm going into this cautiously optimistic. I've heard The Way You Used to Do. That song is pretty good. I really like that song. I think it's got some fun production. I think that it's got, like, some silly pop-isms that kind of make it stand out from the rest of the Queens of the Stone Age discography. But I'm going into the rest of this album a little hesitant, because this is a 9-track, 48-minute album. That means we got a lot of longer songs on here. 3 6-minute tracks, multiple 5-minute tracks, and I'm worried about the pacing of this thing. I am worried that this is going to be a bit of a slog. That being said, I don't really have anything else to say about this, I don't think. I think that's all the blabber I had to do. Oh no, Mark Ronson produced this. That's the other thing I want to mention. My bad, that was gross. Mark Ronson produced this, who, you know, also produced Uptown Funk. The same guy who did Uptown Funk is doing this Queens of the Stone Age album. Why? Why him, of all people? That is an interesting choice for producer. But you know what? I'm going in cautiously optimistic. I'm going in wanting to like this album. I've heard The Way You Used to Do. I really like that song. Let's just fucking do this. Track 1, Feet Don't Fail Me. Okay, starting off a little spooky. Okay. Nice spooky atmosphere to kick this off. I kind of like this. Ooh. Okay, starting off pretty fucking funky. It sound great. The mix is a little dry, but I don't mind. It's still fun. Ooh. Like that sloshy guitar tone, kind of acidic. I'm liking this opener. This opener is honestly not bad. Me and my gang. Solid ass opener. Feeling a solid 8 on that. Now, I will say, production's a little dry. I do think the mix is not the strongest. Mark Ronson certainly is very, very different. I mean, immediately, like, going from Like Clockwork, which is one of, like, the richest, I don't know, the best way to describe the album is meaty, in my opinion. Like Clockwork is meaty as fuck. Going from that to this, that is a lot drier, that is a lot more simple in its mix. You're getting a much flatter production style here. Quite a drastic change. And I will say the track does drag at points. A couple of these sections do feel a bit drawn out. They do feel a bit like, okay, I get that we're trying to just have fun here. We're trying to go goofy after the incredibly serious Like Clockwork, which is trying to make a very fun album. Maybe we're having a bit too much fun and we need to scale back a little bit, because 5 minutes and 41, it's making me worried that my fears going into this album about the pacing are going to be right. But still, besides that, riffs are great. Guitar effects fucking slap. Kind of got like an acidic spin to the guitars at points here. Josh Homme providing a very charismatic, almost like swagger to this vocal performance. He's coming in with a lot of attitude, even more so than he typically does. I am impressed with this as an opener. Solid as hell. Catchy, fun, goofy. I like it. I also have another song that I like coming up next, The Way You Used to Do. I have heard this song. I got fucking obsessed with this song when I first heard it. I remember I was listening to this shit like every day. Such a great bass line on this song as well. Well, the bass tone in particular. And it got a nice gravelly texture. And I like how much of a conversation between the entire band this song feels like. It feels like the guitars are all like talking to each other. It's so fun. I will say, I don't love this song as much now as I did before. I used to think this was like 10 out of 10, one of the best Queens of the Stone Age songs I've heard. It's not quite that for me anymore. So I think the song's great. Such a so fucking fun. I'm guessing this album is going to be that for the most part. It's just going to be kind of the band dicking around. Especially, obviously, like coming off of Like Clockwork. Not crazy on this one? Damn. I fucking love this song.
So lay your hands across my beating heart.
Fucking love Josh Homme's vocals on this song, especially on the chorus, the way his voice kind of slowly crawls up. Incredible. Again, he's bringing a lot more attitude on this album. Then it ends with the spooky noises. Never understood why it ends with this. Is it a transition into the next song, I'm guessing? Nope. Wait, what? Tidal, hello? Tidal's broken. Tidal, don't die on me. What's going on? Right. Let's run that back. Let's see if it works this time. It is a transition. It's just Tidal decided it wanted to shit the bed, so to speak. The Way You Used to Do is a very fun song. I don't think it's like one of the best Queens of the Stone Age songs ever like I used to. But yeah, I do think this song, it is genuinely really fun. It's like a low 9 for me. It's got some absolutely fucking great riffing, some incredible back and forth between the band. These guitars all sound like they're having like a fucking fluid conversation with each other. I've got this on top chat, whoopsies. Josh Homme provides one of his most charismatic performances, full stop, on this track. Seriously, on the chorus, when his voice like kind of crawls up there, that melody is like crack to my ears. I've never been able to get over how fucking smooth that is. And also on top of that, the pacing of that song is absolutely electric. It feels like the track is just like a nice flowing stream, which in comparison to the first song, which I thought was a little rough pacing-wise, it's nice to have a song that just flows so naturally and so smooth. I really love The Way You Used to Do, which apparently not a lot of people like that single. I've heard a lot of people kind of shit on it. I disagree. I think that song fucking slaps. Domesticated Animals. That's the only song I've heard on the album beforehand, by the way. The rest of this shit is going to be first listens. Domesticated Animals.
Today is the day.
A hell of a place to start. This is their worst received album by a landslide.
Until you've picked a side.
Whoa.
You get right up and sit back down. A revolution is one spin round. All for one.
Yeah, random bars of 8 in and amongst the bars of 7 here. And we are just in a sea of bass right now. Holy shit. Mark Ronson is loving the low end here.
You get back up and sit right down. Dizzy, 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 we all fall down.
Song's okay so far. Kind of chilling in low end heaven for a lot of this, but the actual, like, I don't know, it feels like the band are phoning it in a little bit here. This entire song feels so tame.
You got a number. Is it the same? Who you bless where you keep from going?
I will say, it's picking itself up as it's progressing. Yeah, the synth work is very strange for Queens of the Stone Age, but I like it. Weak build-up, wow. Yeah, this track kind of lost me. Kind of going back to a little bit of the Era Vulgaris kind of sound here. Production-wise, I'm seeing some similarities to Era Vulgaris here. That's surprising. Valid, but surprising. Sounds like fucking Dave Grohl doing backing vocals there. That song was the first on the album. That song was okay. I'm feeling a 6.5 out of 10 on that track. Some great moments. I feel like there's some fantastic displays of musicianship throughout this track. I think that it has multiple passages that are genuinely ear-grabbing, multiple passages that had me, you know, scrunching my face thinking it was dirty and disgusting as any Queens of the Stone Age track should be. And then a couple points where I was just very nonplussed. A couple points where I felt like this track was just lacking in any of the flavor of a Queens of the Stone Age track. Multiple points where I felt like this song was just lacking in any of that swagger, any of that attitude, any of the instrumental prowess that I feel like you can expect from, you know, the band that is hailed as one of, if not the best rock band on the planet right now. When you just get a song that's fine, that's a pretty low point on a Queens of the Stone Age album, man. Just being okay, that's usually about as low as Queens of the Stone Age go, and unfortunately that's where they go here. Minor pacing issues as well. I think that my theory is going to be correct. I think that this track really drags at points. Not even done. Has it got another, like, outro tag? Yeah. Fortress.
Keep your feelings locked away. Wilderness behind you.
Okay, this is the first time I think I am ever gonna say this about, like, anything. Josh Homme is the weakest aspect of this song. These vocals are way too much immediately. I wish he was giving a more restrained performance here. Melodically, he is going way up and down all over the place. And this track really needs some subtlety right now. And Josh Homme feels like he's just trying a bit too hard to play a character as he typically does. I wish he would tone it back a little bit. Oh, that bass. Damn. Okay, weak intro aside, the song has picked itself up. This sounds fucking immaculate. The writing's a little whatever. Usually, the writing on a Queens of the Stone Age track is really sharp. Josh Homme is usually very snappy, very clever. The writing here is a little plain. Someone's written for his daughter. Really is. This song is just everything I've kind of wanted from this album. Some of the more synth-driven instrumental, but it's still capturing the essence of a Queens of the Stone Age track. It still has that eeriness. Josh Homme, outside of the intro, is bringing a fucking powerhouse vocal performance. Everything here is flowing smoothly. I get you. I can definitely see not being crazy on the synths. It's very different for Queens of the Stone Age to have the synths be this big of a presence. Damn. Fortress is a huge step up from Domesticated Animals. That is kind of everything I was hoping this album was going to be. It has great implementation of the synths. I think they don't overstep their boundaries on this track. It still very much feels like it captures the essence of Queens of the Stone Age. It's still raw. It's still got that aggression. It's still got that eeriness. Josh Homme is still bringing a lot of attitude to this track as well. The writing is fine. The writing's okay. I feel like this is a far cry from the strongest Queens of the Stone Age track writing-wise. I feel like there's a couple points where it's a little plain. But the context of it being about his daughter definitely does add an element of sweetness to this that, I don't know, definitely does make me appreciate it more. This song is a solid to high 8 for me. Like an 8.6, 8.7. That was a really fun one. I have. I need to re-listen to it for the tier list video that I'm doing. But yes, I have heard their latest album. It's really, well, I remember it being really good. I re-listened to a handful of tracks semi-regularly off of that, but I've not listened to the full album front to back since like around the time that it came out. I think I gave it a couple listens when it first came out and never really returned to it. Head Like a Haunted House. Oh shit. Yeah, the writing is kind of shit. Yeah, we take it a big step down writing-wise. When you're coming off of, like, Clockwork, which I think is, like, one of the best written albums ever, and then you get this much of a step down, it's not even like, oh, they're just having fun. The writing's obviously not going to be as good. This writing is actively really fucking bad. Some of these lines, Xanadu's and Xanadon'ts, Seance what? Say man, don't even think about it. Bag the gag reflex, spoken tongues. Fucks in short supply. The ABCs of literature. Just random ass fucking lines. Misdiagnosis with the mostest. Okay. Yeah, this is... Yikes. Fucking yikes. You take notes from Alex Turner. Yikes. I think this is the first Queens of the Stone Age song ever that I can say is bad. The first one. There has not been a single song in their discography that I have given beneath a 5 out of 10. Rarely do they even get beneath a 7. That was fucking rough. That was very rough. That song was annoying, grating, and surprisingly boring. It went nowhere, it said nothing, and it had no sense of attitude. That was really, like, that was actually, like, kind of terrible. Which is not something I'd expect to ever say about a Queens of the Stone Age song. I really liked this. Really disliked this, sorry. Really disliked this. Imagine at the end I just say, like, an 8 out of 10. That'd be jokes. The writing is so shit. The writing is so fucking bad. Tutti fruity written over the caption. Misdiagnosis with the mostest. Degradation is a must. The ABCs of leprosy. With sublime fake apologies. Fucks in short supply. It's fucking too late for me to be reading. Bag the gag reflex, spoken tongue. Seance, say what, say man, don't even think about it. Xanadu's and Xanadon'ts. Edumacate me, copulate me. A dirty trick is making me sick. No. Gross. Actually fucking gross. I hated this song. I'm feeling a high 3 on this. I'm feeling a high 3 on this song. That's the first Queens of the Stone Age song, I think, that I have ever given a negative score. If MF Doom said that, it would have been a 10. Honestly, facts. I'm pretty sure that is the lowest score, the only score I've ever given a Queens of the Stone Age track that's in the negative. I'm, like, dead certain about it. Let me take a look here. Obviously, all of these songs are going to be... You know, the best shit ever. Era Vulgaris. None of the songs got a negative score. Lullabies. None of them got a negative score. None of them will have on here. None of them got a negative score on Rated R. None of them got a negative score here, I don't think. No. Hey. The first time I can say Queens of the Stone Age made a bad song. It wasn't that bad, come on. Listen. Maybe I'm a bit biased because I'm like fucking D1 Queens of the Stone Age glazer, but this is such a crazy significant step down. Un-Reborn Again. Coming up on 7 minutes. D1. Does it D1 mean division? I was told it means division 1. Like S tier. Like I'm a top tier Queens of the Stone Age glazer. Is that not what that means? Or does it mean day 1? I asked this question. I was told it means Division 1 by the entirety of the chat. Did they lie to me? It is Division 1. They're going for something. They certainly are. It's like that song fucking locked in there. Okay. Doesn't sound terrible. Yeah, he's going really out there with the inflections on this album. Like, it's the first time I've ever been, like, mixed on Josh Homme as a vocalist. Usually, he's, like, firing on all cylinders on, like, every single album, every single song, vocally. But here, it's not quite the case. I will say, this song has its moments. Like, the parts where the song works, it really works. Like, this section here. Like, that's kind of fun. That fucking saxophone? That might have just been a guitar with a very specific effect to make it sound like a saxophone, but it sounded a lot like one. That song, for the most part, was actually very, very solid. For the most part, it was able to be a pretty great build. It was able to provide a lot of really interesting sound play, like that weird fucking effect towards the end on the guitars that makes it sound like a fucking saxophone. Okay, I gotta be honest, listening to this shit back, that is not an effect. That is just straight up a saxophone. I don't know how I thought that was an effect. I don't know how they didn't, like, it didn't click to me that they would have access to a saxophone, but hey, I guess I was just so convinced that I wanted it to be a guitar, I guess. But a bunch of great synth lines throughout this track. I think that Josh Homme's vocals take a huge step up here as well. And also, for a 6-minute and 40-second track, the pacing here, snappy as hell. This track moves through the motions really quick. It doesn't waste too much time on these different sections. And as a result, it feels like such a massive journey that you go on with this song. I really appreciate that. A couple sections of this track sound like shit. There are a couple points where it falls into the same pitfalls as the previous song. Or a song like fucking Domesticated Animals, where there's some awkward production moments. The writing isn't the strongest at every moment on this track. Some of the switch-ups are just like, what the hell are we doing here? We've just lost all the tension in the instrumental. But for the most part, I was moving to this song. For the most part, I thought it was a fun, solid, bumpy ride. I would give this one a low 7. All right, down to the final 3. And when I say final 3, I mean we've got another, like 17 minutes of the album? What? Maybe had like a haunted house was just a misstep. Maybe this album can keep itself decent. Songs for the Deaf used to be my favorite, and then Like Clockwork has worked its way up. Spoilers for the tier list. No, I have faith in the album staying decent. I'm hoping it can. This is just some nice, simple, kind of dusty rock music, you know? Feels like it's coming straight out of the fucking desert, you know? I agree with Dax here, but I can definitely see where you're coming from. It's a massive tonal switch for Queens of the Stone Age. This does not feel like a Queens of the Stone Age album at all. It feels like a Queens of the Stone Age side project. A good Queens of the Stone Age side project, but this does not feel like a Queens of the Stone Age album at all. Absolutely. It's even such a crazy switch from Like Clockwork to this. Is this their humbug? No, the album's been good so far. I can see why someone would say it is their humbug, but I'm liking this. I am enjoying this project up to this point. I would say we're still in the green. I'd say were the album to just stop here and were the album to stop here, the score would be like a solid 7. I think this album has been okay so far. Been great tracks, been some mediocre tracks, and there has been one song that is shit. But the positives do outweigh the negatives up to this point. I would give this song a solid 8. It's just a nice bit of creepy desert rock and roll that sees the band kind of simplifying themselves. It sees them removing the flashiness of the rest of the album. Flashiness, by the way. And it just sees them stripping it back. This feels like the most Queens of the Stone Age song out of the bunch so far. It's got some fun psych elements. Yeah, I think that the synth work here, being a little more laid back, is fun. It allows it to kind of just, you know, kind of stretch its own legs a little bit. It feels like it's not being restrained by forcing itself into a particular sound and molding itself into something else. It just feels like a song that's relaxed, laid back, and it greatly benefits from that. Yeah, I'd give that a low to solid 8. The evil has landed.
Come close.
Okay. That is funky as hell. Wow.
Faces making noise. Say, be good girls and boys. It ain't half empty or full.
Oh, that bass line is fucking fireworks. I was talking about the last song feeling the most Queens of the Stone Age. This song has immediately one-upped it on that front. The soloing, the bass line. This is just some nice, steady, solid fucking desert rock right here, dude. Kind of nasty, kind of gross. Josh Homme going like full fucking theatric, bringing out his inner Bowie here. Some fun off-kilter drumming, fun syncopation. Oh shit. That guitar is fucking wailing as well, Jesus Christ. These cymbals were a little punchier, but being picky, I can't complain too much. It sounds great besides that. This feels, for the first time on the album, fully like a Queens of the Stone Age song. Some songs have felt, you know, kind of close, like it's been elements of the band kind of being brought over, but doing something like completely new and different. It's felt mostly like a Queens of the Stone Age side project. This is the first song that I can say comfortably actually feels like it would fit on a Queens of the Stone Age album, you know? That song was fucking marvelous. 6.5 minutes of pure, goofy rock fun. It feels like what this album has wanted to be, and succeeded at points and really fell short of at other points. It feels like them wanting to take the Queens of the Stone Age formula and just have as much fun with it as possible. You know, you get a producer like Mark Ronson, you get songs with writing like the songs have had up to this point, with structures like they've had up to this point. It's clear that this is just an album of them kind of dicking around. You know, none of this is meant to be taken all too seriously. And I think this is the first song, well, not the first song, but one of the few songs that has actually felt like, okay, we actually got that across without any blemishes. I'm feeling a low 9 on this, like a flat to low 9, like a 9.1, somewhere in that range. It's just an incredible track. Not a single moment of this song did I think fell short. Not a single moment of this song did I think kind of broke the tone. Not a single moment that I felt was dragged out too long. This is just 6.5 minutes of fire. Great bass line, incredible wailing guitar solos, Josh Homme kicking ass all the way throughout this song as well. Some fun syncopated drum stuff going on throughout this song as well. Maybe I wish the cymbals were a little bit punchier. Okay, me being the fucking drum head that I am, I'm obviously gonna, you know, sit here and I'm gonna pick apart the drums. The cymbals are a little bit muted. They don't have much impact and they don't have much wash. I wish the crashes were a little louder, but besides that, I don't really give a shit. That song was pretty fucking fantastic. Final song, Villains of Circumstance. This was written during the Like Clockwork sessions. I believe you can tell because of the lyrics and the overall mood of the song. Okay.
miss you now. What's come over me? We're hostages of geography. That's what scares me so. I've no intentions of letting go. No one in the beat of my footsteps in the night. Close your eyes and dream. Ways evermore.
Yes, this is what has been missing. Oh my god. Okay, that literally felt as much of like a massive emotional swell as I get with a song like If I Had a Tail off of like Clockwork, or even a track like a Collapsia or something like that. That was fucking marvelous. That was a firstly incredible build, and that payoff was it was fucking beautiful. That was incredible shit right there.
Save me from the villains of circumstance. Close your eyes and dream me home. I'll be forever yours. I'll be forever yours. Always, evermore, and on and on. Always, evermore, and on and on.
So fucking good. This is so good. Oh my son of a bitch, man. Doesn't feel like a closer. I don't mind that this doesn't feel conclusive. I don't mind. Thinking of this as... this album has kind of just been all over the place anyway. It's kind of just felt like an idea soup, essentially. This being like them taking a track that they clearly loved from like Clockwork and saying, okay, we may as well redo this track so that it can find a place because we feel so strongly about it. And I'm so fucking glad they did. This is the best song on the album. And I would say it genuinely, it lives up to the Like Clockwork level of quality. I think that this song is fucking stunning. Front to back, head to toe, stunning. Glorious track. This song goes above and beyond what I thought was going to be possible on this album. And it reaches like that same emotional swell that I get in me. Again, listening to a song like Collapsia, or If I Had a Tail, or My God Is the Sun, or even I Appear Missing. Like, this song is so brutal. This song punches harder than any other song on the album. This song has so much more heart than every other track on the album. It feels like this is just such a glorious outcry and a truly beautiful piece to end this album on. The strongest song by an incalculable margin. And I would genuinely give this track a 10. That legit gave me the same feelings that I get listening to Like Clockwork. It felt like listening to that album for the first time over again. Or clicking with that album for the first time. I remember when I listened to it for the first time, I liked it but didn't love it. It felt like the first time I clicked with the album again, you know? That was pretty damn strong shit. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Villains by Queens of the Stone Age. This is their worst album. Not by the largest margin, but this is their worst album. I think that this is the only one of their projects that I can say is a mixed bag. Every single other one of their albums is, like, good. Maybe a handful of songs I'm not crazy on, like 2, maybe 3. This one is just a straight mixed bag. Like, an entire third of the track list I just do not give a shit about. One of the songs I actively disliked, which I cannot say about any other Queens of the Stone Age song at all. But besides that, this album is pretty damn solid. This album is just some fun, out there, ridiculous, psychedelic rock music with more of a pop spin with Mark Ronson on production that sees the band wanting to just have some fun. You know, the band just wanted to have fun, and for the most part, it worked. You get plenty of great, catchy songs on this album, the way you used to do. You get a track like Hideaway, you get a track like The Evil Has Landed, that just serve as genuinely fun, out there, ridiculous, pop-adjacent psychedelic rock that feels more like a Queens of the Stone Age side project. I was about to say cover band, not cover band, side project, more so than it does an actual Queens of the Stone Age level album, particularly this late into their discography. But then you get a song like Villains of Circumstance, which, again, is able to really just evoke that Like Clockwork level of emotion in me. Again, it reminded me of the time where I listened to that album and it clicked with me for the first time. The first time I understood what Like Clockwork was, and I was just like, holy shit, you know? I am going to run the numbers, and I am going to tell you what my overall score for this album is. I have not listened to Them Crooked Vultures. I want to listen to that, though. I'm not going to include it in the tier list, because obviously it's not like a Queens of the Stone Age album, but I want to listen to that at some point, maybe for a video. That sounds about right. The calculated score is a 7.9. I would, for pacing issues, for minor production issues, I would probably dock that a couple points to about a 7.7 out of 10. What are you going to do? It is, in my opinion, the weakest Queens of the Stone Age album, but it's not bad. I don't think it's, like, significantly worse than any of their other albums. In fact, it only finds itself being a single point under their debut for me. So, you know, it's literally that, only their weakest album by that much for me. I think that this album has plenty to offer. I think that if you're going into this album expecting it to be absolute trash, absolute dog shit, you're not going to find that. You're just going to find a collection of songs that maybe don't live up to the Queens of the Stone Age, the band that made fucking Rated R, Songs for the Deaf, Era Vulgaris, Like Clockwork. You're not getting that quality. But, you know, if you're someone who enjoys the debut, if you're someone that's okay with them experimenting a little bit and going a little bit outside of their traditional sound, I think that you are going to find a lot to love in this album. This is a solid release. High 7 out of 10. Good shit. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this album down below and how it compares to other Queens of the Stone Age albums for you. Make sure you like and sub if you haven't. We are on our way to 4K. You can check out my reaction to Era Vulgaris as well as my Queens of the Stone Age tier list. If that's already out by the time this is out somewhere around here, it'll probably be in a playlist along with this video. Yeah, links in the description to my Discord, my Album of the Year, my Twitter, and my other channels. Check those out if you haven't, and I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye-bye.